takes too long for my mind to figure out what my heart already knows. Maybe that is why I never understand what I feel. In fact, I thought maybe you'd write about me like I do about you, as if crawling hands and knees across oceans wasn't enough. I have grown weary, like the long faces in train cars and at the drive-thrus and in libraries, for whatever I foresee is not to be. I thought maybe my confusion stemmed from the endless, but it seems to spout only from you. Words are not dark enough, you will know it when you feel it. The endless black, and light too far out of reach. Nails on a chalkboard, purple flakes in the eraser from the bottles I cracked while striving for perfection. I thought maybe you'd talk about me. Too little to be bothered with tip-taps on a keyboard, but when you have unlimited words to say, how could one of them not be my name? I am addicted again to the scent of something undistinguished and the smell of linen sheets. In love with the words and sounds you emit from your mouth, sarcasm bites like frost in the winter and compliments thaw, but it's never quite warm enough. I have found myself in familiarity with the old-souled and the wrinkled, no longer all that young and no longer all that free, stuck in the nostalgia of you climbing that tree on a filtered and cool afternoon. Did you know what price I paid for your fervency? Golden ribbons on the floor, dotted eyes with eyebrow pencils, liners down the drain, curls of pen on paper sheets, perfect planning of blue jean material and pink slips on the dashboard. You are of cactuses strung upon the wire, cutting the silence of the quavering night. The sunsets were worth the heat of that summer. The watermelons and music floating over the freeways where turnpikes used to wind. That place now looks of only those nights. More like black skies. Because we couldn't see the stars past the headlights of semi-trucks barreling towards the horizon, I thought maybe you'd write about me. In the dead of morning when the sun has not yet risen, and you are alone with only the birds in your thoughts. Did you ever once wonder whether I was under my duvet or sipping the tea of a morning gray? I wondered such things about you. The ghost of a dream lying next to me, entranced by the absence of your skin and the colorfulness of your eyes in my pillowcase. Thinkers find this world a mystery, unanswered questions at every turn, but I find it a place from where all confusion stems. To sit across from you in quaint cafes, blackened coffee and bittersweet tea added together, let it drip with lack of speed into mugs. But I'll wait for you to set the table. I thought maybe you'd talk about me, so others would know who I was, where I'd gone. No, all that wasted time would be too much. Drinking fountains overflowing, your legs entwined beneath my ankles, I remember all of it. As if my fervent efforts were too much, little but strong, risky but too safe, if I'd ever shone quite as bright, to very similar planets and to very different skies. City streetscapes of mountains and writhing ocean waves, it's not the salt in my hair, it's the images running through my brain, all the things I never said. You see, oceans at night are beautifully crafted and prone to disaster, but we were on the shore 1,000 midnights ago. You touched me on the arm and wrestled my body into the cold sand, and it was the most at bliss I think I've ever been. There were things I willed you to spit out of your ever-churning mouth, things I wish I could have spit out of mine, things you said that I wanted you to suck back in like a straw sunk in sweet and syrupy soda pop, things I regret spilling from my throat. I still shake sand out of my sweater now and then. And I recall days of catapulting off cliffs and running wild in the streets, daring death to catch us. But now I recognize my eyes in the corneas of passerby, the frowned skin and tired lips that dreamt of something sweeter than this, the money-possessed and fear-filled faces. I loved them because we all wear the same mask. Connections lost like spindly legs, snapped as if a ship had capsized in the open sea, filled with promises that now will never reach their destinations. It is the things I did that I regret the least. The things I did not are what I so desperately want to wind back the clock, hour by hour and day by day for, just so you can hear me say that I would have thrown away the stars for you. I was dreaming enough to catch them. I thought maybe you'd write about me. The girl who was daydream broken over your lips, so your descendants would finally know why they are not also mine. This is, after all, the place from where all confusion stems.